and welcome to the latest episode of Rebecca and Rebecca, where we love books. I'm Rebecca Reed from Indiana, and here's my partner in books, Rebecca Yager from Dallas, Texas. How are we today, Rebecca?
We are doing well. Summer is starting to hit. You know how it is. Here
So
we
it's
come.
getting hot, is it?
Getting there. Actually, it hasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, good. And we do this ahead, so by the time this airs, I'll probably be in the midst of the 100-degree weather. But right now, we're good. So,
It's still really cool here in Indiana too, with kind of a lot, we're getting some rain and some
mhm.
cooler temperatures. It was hot for about a week and then it got cool again. So we've been, yeah, layering up a slight bit toward the evening. But yeah, in June when this airs, hopefully we'll be really comfortable and it'll be beautiful. Um,
Yes, and this will air in July.
oh, July. I'm so sorry. I don't know what month it is even.
We're
So
we're we're
it's, it's a
we're a little
day.
off today.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
That's all
Y'all
right.
forgive us. Just go with it.
We can still talk about books no matter what. And
Yes.
because that is something we focus our attention on much better than some of these other little details that we can't seem to recall. Like the date. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, um, we are here today to review a book that was dear to my heart because it involves horses, of course.
So,
But I think Rebecca liked it too because it's set in Texas. So we have
Texas.
lots of things in common with this. The story is called Many Lives Ranch, and it's written by a friend of mine, Barbara Ellen Fox, who lives in Missouri. So we have all kinds of states represented here.
There we go. Well, why don't you tell us about Many Lives Ranch and then we'll dive in a little bit.
All right, let me get to the back cover copy. Here it is. All right. Some secrets refuse to stay buried. Some loves are destined to return. Kate Malloy has always dreamed of combining her social work experience with her passion for horses to help at-risk youth. When she lands a position at Many Lives Ranch, a foundation dedicated to this very mission, it seems like the perfect opportunity. What she doesn't expect is to find that the ranch is owned by Blake Lightfeather, the high school sweetheart she was forced to leave behind 13 years ago. Now a star NFL quarterback, Blake has built Many Lives Ranch as a safe haven for troubled teens, using his fame and resources to make a difference. Old feelings resurface the moment they reunite, but so do past regrets and the secret Kate has never been able to forget. As they work together to give others a second chance, unexpected events force them to confront the truth she spent years avoiding. When the past collides with the present, will Kate and Blake find the courage to fight for the future they once dreamed of? Or will the same forces that tore them apart all those years ago succeed once again?
Mm. And sadly, we can't talk about a lot of the past events because that violates our spoilers rule. But
Yes. So
the
there
the
will be things that you need to discover on your own when you pick up
yes,
this book.
yes, because it's a sweet romance, contemporary romance, sweet and satisfying second chance romance. So we love all that.
With a little thread of suspense
Yeah,
involved.
yeah,
Tad
it's
bit.
a little adventure which relates to the past stuff. So there's extra little depth in this book. Um, that is fun. All right, so you love the horses. Actually, the way she describes this horse ranch, the Many Lives Ranch, I want to go. I even wrote that down. I'd love to go visit it. It sounds wonderful.
Yeah. And the mission that she talks about, what they're doing is really, really not only interesting to read about, but sorely needed in the real world.
Mm.
There is a definite need for this type of outreach to troubled teens. So basically, the ranch um, is a desire by Blake Lightfeather and his friends to influence positively the youth of the inner city who don't have opportunities to learn about anything besides, like gangs and drugs and the abandonment that many of those children face, those teens face. And he's trying to interest them with positive things. So horses, and connecting with something besides themselves and their and negative influences. there's all kinds of other things too. Football, of course, is a draw because he and his friends are all football players, and the NFL players that he works with come out and mentor these kids specifically, individually, on the ranch. So that's a huge draw. But they also do other things. They learn, you know, about cooking. They learn about taking care of the animals. They learn about some other, I don't know, remember all the different things, but there was a whole long list of things, and it was kind of tailored to the kid. They kind of got to do things
Hmm.
that were interesting to them. Some things were group things. They did have, and it was um, a Christian oriented camp. They did have campfires and songs and s'mores and all those fun camp things, but they also prayer and some devotional type things were included as well.
And it showed the value of hard work, but good hard work. And
Yeah.
we know when you work really hard and it's just there's something satisfying about it. So caring for the horses, and that's a living creature, so they have to learn to do that. The town where this takes place, or outside of Belleville, Texas. I used to live about 15 miles from Belleville, so it is a real town. Um, and it's kind of situated between Austin and Houston, so the big cities there. And the NFL team is an Austin NFL team, which is made up because Austin does not have its own NFL team. But I love that. I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Um, but anyway, so I could see the inner city kids coming to this small town and into this ranch that's outside the town. And in my mind, again, Texas, I visualized everything, having been to the town. Want to go see the ranch, you know. And you're the horse. Actually, I like horses too. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
um,
I appreciated the horse parts because they were very realistic, and that's one thing that this author is. She's been a horsewoman her entire life, and we're going to find out more when we interview her later this month about her experiences. But she has been a riding instructor and has taught about riding for a very long time, and it's really obvious in the Kate Malloy's character how she treats the horses, her ideas about the rules that need to be associated with, how to warm them up, how to cool them down. She's very adamant about that. And I think that's part of what the boys learn too, is that following the rules is important. And she
mhm,
holds everybody to those standards. It's not just the boys, it's all of the NFL players. She has to teach them to ride, match them with horses that fit their personalities. And there's a lot of really interesting insights, I guess, into the equine world from an
mhm.
insider's point of view. And
Well,
that's,
it was neat because there's a lot more to this. The matching of the right person, especially the NFL players who are big men, with the right horse, and that kind of intrigued me. I loved how she did Kate's rules that had to be followed. And if anybody, including the NFL players, they had to, there was a tip jar, a money jar that
Mhm.
they had
Yeah,
to fill if they violated one of the rules. And of course, all that
yeah,
money went back to running the camp and keeping equipment updated and stuff like that. So there were some funny things with that too. You're picturing these NFL players and this little woman. I know
yeah,
I have to do
yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm picturing Kate as kind of petite and
Yes.
stuff. I mean, strong, of course, but facing off with all these players, and I kind of love that
Yeah.
when strong. So she was a feisty character.
Oh yes, very. And she's very strong, and a lot of that has to do with her past. She's been through a lot. Um, she's faced many challenges. She's had, and I think a lot of this, you know, had to do with uh circumstances that she had no control over. And I think there's a big part of that in this story is that she wants to control her own destiny. And that's kind of a
Hmm.
lot of the complication between her and Blake and their
Mhm.
romance is that he's used to just kind of dictating how people
Mhm.
react and what people do. And he He's an NFL quarterback. He tells everybody else what to do. That's his job.
Hmm.
And so with her, that doesn't work because she is determined that no one's going to tell her anymore because she's been forced to do things she didn't want to do in the past. That now that she's an adult, now that she's on her own, no one is going to force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. And I think it's almost that "Oh, you're telling me to do that. I'm not going to do it just because you told me to. A little bit
Hmm.
of that too.
She's a
Just
little
that little
stubborn.
rebellion and stubbornness. Absolutely, because and it's understandable. I mean, she's not stubborn in a way that makes you her unlikable. She's stubborn in a very understandable way. I think the way most people are a little bit resistant to when they're just told to do things. It's just that little bit of stubbornness against, I was going to do it, but now that you told me, I'm not. So, yeah.
She's got a little sass in her, which we like, which I think she gets from her aunt, and I think we can say that she lives with her aunt, so you can imagine some of the past here. She's um,
Yes. Yeah, in Oklahoma. That's
in Oklahoma,
another state that we can include in this one. This one's a
the
the
multi-state
story
here.
multi-state moves around. But yeah, the aunt is a very pivotal part of her life and really shaped her, um, gave her renewed confidence, I guess, because she was pretty beaten down when she arrived at her aunt's.
Yeah,
And
she is. The aunt was kind of the voice of reason, as we say in the
yeah,
writing world. The character that's the voice of reason and the voice of wisdom that really pushes Kate along on here. So anyway, lots of fun characters in this book. You've got one of the NFL players who I believe is Blake's the quarterback. So this is the center um, of the line who protects the quarterback there. Cody and his fiancee Nadine. I think they need a story. I don't know. I
I
don't know
think
if
they're
he's
getting one.
playing. Oh,
Just
good. So
just from eventually. I don't know how soon, but I think they are gonna get one. I know uh, Barbara was talking about that possibly. So
that's
that's something we can
we
ask her
we
about.
can
She
ask
has,
her.
yes. Yeah.
So,
I
but that's
told her
always
the same thing.
fun.
It's like they need their own story. They're
Yeah.
awesome. They're so fun. Absolutely. And Nadine is one of those another very
Oh,
strong woman who doesn't take any and she's a model. So you can imagine, think model and how thin and kind of not small. She's tall, but thin and
beautiful.
gorgeous and but very down to earth, very
Yeah.
easy to like.
Yeah.
She really takes Kate kind of under her wing and
Mhm.
just, they're besties like right away. And um, yeah, just another kind of voice of truth there that along with the aunt who
Mhm.
just Nadine just tells it like it is. She tells everybody
Well,
exactly how.
she tells everybody like it is, which is why we like her. So these are great side characters, and it's kind of fun when a writer writes such great side characters that you want to know more about them too. You want their story next. And she does a great job developing Cody or Nadine or giving us just enough taste where we're like, ooh, I want to hear more about them,
Yes.
with the story. Again, second chance romance here because
Yes.
Blake and Kate have a past and then are reunited unexpectedly when she takes a job here, and that causes
Yeah.
a little conflict. Kate's like, I'm not sure I want to
Yeah.
stay yet. She
She
has nowhere else to go.
she had
And
no
it's
idea that he was the founder of this ranch when she
mhm.
signed on because she was hired through the
their,
manager, I think, or
their
the
agent, Tim, who
agent. Yeah, that's who it was.
the agent who's more than an agent. He's involved in a
Yeah,
lot of things in this
that's
book, by
true.
the way. So,
Yes. Yes. And they um it's the perfect job for her too, but it's also very nerve-wracking because she's moving far away from her aunt who is her source of stability, basically, and who knows her story. And
mhm.
she's going to a place where no one knows her story. Um, and she's not sure, and she doesn't really want people to know her story. She's trying to forget a lot of it, but um, when Blake ends up being the one who owns it, she is sorely tempted to just leave because there's just too much between them. They were high school sweethearts. I think we can talk about that. I mean,
We
they
can talk
they
about
were
that, yeah.
together, but her father did not approve of him.
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Oh yes, grandfather. Sorry. She lived with her grandfather. he did not approve of Blake because he was part Native American.
Mhm,
And so there's some prejudicial issues that are dealt with in this book very,
mhm,
very well. They're not heavy-handed, but they are there.
mhm.
And it plays a huge role in the past because of the prejudices that her grandfather showed. And it wasn't just to Native Americans. He was kind of a grumpy person in general, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Didn't
But
didn't sound very likable at all. So
no,
thank
but
goodness for Aunt Irma.
no kidding. Yes. But but Blake had always treated her very well, and she actually fit in with his family. They did a lot of things because her family was kind of dysfunctional. So,
Yeah, yeah. And so she found kind of a loving family with the Light Feather family, but again, prejudice and Blake being you could tell he was in high school even going to have this career that and Kate felt like she needed to let him go and fulfill his dreams and you know
yes,
so
it's one of those sacrificial stories, at the beginning, because she definitely sacrificed her own desires for his good, at least as
mhm,
she could perceive it. Um,
mhm,
and
mhm,
so, yes,
mhm.
very nice as far as that goes. There were, like you said, there was a lot of really good kind of found family bonding in this story. The manager, all of the people surrounding Blake are very, they care a lot about others. And so,
The ranch is like a family. It's not just,
yeah,
Blake's biological
right.
family, so to speak. The ranch is a family. And that's showing those kids that are coming in the value of bonding with the right people and getting off the streets
Yes. Yes,
or out of
absolutely.
gangs. The gangs aren't a family. So they're trying to show the true meaning of family, I think.
Right. Contrast that with
So,
what it could look like
mhm,
instead.
mhm.
Because many of those kids have never known a truly functional family
Right.
because of whatever, there's so many reasons,
Yeah.
so many reasons. But yeah, that's what and these kids that are coming back are actually have been there before. So it's kind of they're turning over a new chapter in the ranch because they've mentored several groups of kids and now they're taking the first group and they asked them to come back to learn to be mentors themselves. And so they're
Mhm.
training these kids to reach out to other kids then who and share the experiences, the things they've learned through being at the ranch with these
Right.
new kids. And so
Teaching them to
that's
be leaders themselves,
yeah.
mentors and leaders and stuff. And that's, yeah, I like that.
Hmm.
So, all right, let's talk about a couple things that we do need. I read this book and I think you read it and didn't listen to it. We were talking about that. A couple things that I hope have been fixed by now because it's been a while, but the spelling of Katie's Kate, and then Blake calls her Katie or Katie Rose as his name for her, and the spelling would change on the Katie with a Katie or a Katy. And I think initially the first one was Y, so that's what I stick with, but it showed up as IE later on in the book. And then one time the characters' names were mixed up, and you could tell it was supposed to be Blake, and I think it was Cody. And a few grammatical things. So with the uploading of the book, but again, I think the author has been made aware of those, so hopefully those have been fixed by now. But yeah, that can be a little distracting sometimes reading, but you keep going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's amazing. I'm always amazed every time I do a launch because I was on the launch team for this book, and every time I do a launch and read the raw copy, even though it's been edited, who knows how many times, seeing
Mhm.
the amount of errors that still exist is crazy. It's just amazing because it was the same with my own book when I sent it, out to beta readers and things. The amount of corrections is it's just amazing how many things you just miss. So yeah, and as an author, I'm never offended when someone tells me, "Hey, we need to, there's a typo or a mix up or something." And so, and that's the genuine fantasticness, I don't know, making that into a noun, of being an indie published author, which Barbara is,
Mhm.
because you can go in and correct those things and upload new files whenever you
Mhm.
want. So,
And it's good. So give grace to the author because they trust me, books should be well edited and are, and in this case it was, and looked at and things like that. And mistakes can still slip through. It's easy to read Katie and not even pay attention to the spelling and things like that. Give grace, but it is okay to tell the author in a nice way, by the way, don't
nice
again
ways.
give
Yes.
grace to say, hey, did you realize? And I think they're happy to take care of it as
And
best
if
they
you,
can.
oh, absolutely. And if you do that, please try to note like the page number or the Kindle, like they usually tell you like there's like
Mhm.
a little, what
Where
is
you
that?
are in the book,
Where you
yeah.
are. Yeah. So please make note of that because otherwise we never find them.
Hard to look for them, or at least a chapter number,
Yeah.
something
Something. Yes.
to help
Chapter, and
pinpoint.
then like kind of give an idea like where, like some surrounding text too, because you can search with that and that'll often help find it. So,
So,
yes.
so yeah, so that's good. And so we're going to be honest and mention that. And with that, otherwise, this is a really sweet story with that little bit of suspense adventure in the middle that we can't talk about because that's a spoiler alert, unfortunately. It's a
Yeah.
big, and it's kind of it's a fun part of the book that makes it different than your typical just romance kind of thing, even a second chance romance, to have this little um, adventure and conflict in there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think a lot of it doesn't have as much suspense as many of Barbara's other books do. So if you've read
Mm-hmm.
Barbara's books before, some of the others have more suspense than this one. This
Mm-hmm.
one's kind of minor, but and there's never anything that you'd be objectionable about reading this. She doesn't put anything in there that's too over the top because, some suspense books get into the nitty-gritty details that I'm not necessarily wanting to know. But it is really fun because I think it shows another aspect of Kate and Blake's relationship and how they're
Mm-hmm.
kind of they really have to grow together during this section of the book
Mm-hmm.
because they're forced into a situation where they are working closely together and they also have a shared goal. So it really is
Very
a
much
turning
so.
point
Yeah.
in the story.
And again, and I like Cody and Nadine are part of this adventure. It does take this extended family, the fellowship of people around you, and you have to go through things together. And Katie, I think, has been a loner for so long that to find this family and this team of doing things together, she had to learn to
Yeah,
uh, to trust people and to be part to allow herself to be part of this group. And so
that's
that
true.
makes it fun. I like that.
Yeah. It was a very big learning curve for her. And
Mhm.
now that you mention it, yeah, that was a change in her trajectory to where she was starting to like learn to trust people because I think she really didn't trust too many people
Mhm.
before that. She'd been burned a lot, so
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
understandable why she didn't trust them, but still, to have the support in this situation was quite a different feeling for her. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah. To have the support. So again, I think sweet, satisfying second chance, kind of like these second chance stories taking place in Texas. And
Yes,
lots of horses.
with horses. Significant use of horses. They're not just jumping on and jumping off. I mean, there's a lot of really good, if you're interested in riding and like care of horses, there's a lot of really good stuff here for that too.
What
So,
is it said? It makes me want to go visit this ranch. Let's go. Let's dive in. So it was well done enough to, um, pique interest in how a ranch is run and
mhm.
stuff like that. So I think this, in fact, it's summertime. I think this is a great summertime
It
read.
is.
Just
Yeah. Yeah.
satisfying at the ending and sweet and stuff. So,
And it jumps
lots of
right into the action too. You're not like there's no big build up. It just jumps right in. So I like that about it. You don't have like I said, you could just sit down in your beach chair and get right into the story and just enjoy
Mhm.
enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. So worth doing. So this is Many Lives Ranch by Barbara Ellen Fox. And we're going to talk to her in a couple of weeks. So I can't wait to ask her about her horse background, since you know her and mentioned that earlier, and some of her other books, and
Yes.
how someone from Missouri put this so well in Texas. But I'm curious.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, so that'll be fun to find out.
If she's been there, because again, Belleville is a real town, so
Yeah.
kind of fun that she picked that area. So
She may have because she has a couple other books set in Texas as well, or parts of them in
hmm,
Texas. So she must have some connection. We'll find out what it is
we'll
like I
find
said,
out.
in a couple of weeks. So
We'll ask about her Texas connection. Okay.
yes.
Anyway, well, very good. So we have that to look forward to. Meanwhile, pick up Many Lives Ranch, and Barbara has uh, several other books out as well. Um,
Yes.
so it might be a new author to enjoy.
Yes. And
Very
yeah,
good.
yep, she's had some pretty good success with them too. It's a couple of Amazon #1 sellers and things like that. This is one of them. So hope you
Very
enjoy
good.
those. And like I said, we'll chat with her and coming up soon. And then we have some other fun things prepared for the summer as well, which you'll tune back in for that. Please like and subscribe. And if you're looking for links, you can find those on RebeccaandRebecca.com, where all of our information is located on the web. And you can find us on Instagram. We're on there as well at Rebecca and Rebecca Reviews. So we hope to hear from you and comment, like I said, subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And we'll see you back in a couple weeks.
All right. Take
All
care,
right.
everyone.
Bye.